All right, let's talk about your love life this week. We've all been in kind of this weird place emotionally. You are not alone. Not specifically in love either, just in general. Okay. I'll hold them up also as I talk about them. Okay, the card at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Cups. All right. Socializing. Your love life could involve 3 parties. Okay, something's going on. Now, what I love about this card here is, again, cups are represented by water in the tarot, but there's one river that's flowing here, and that's a very deep river full of emotion, and it's getting split apart. One of the waterfalls is much larger than the other 2. So there's one party, could be you, could be the other person, your person, that has a lot more emotion than the other 2 parties. Okay, think about that. Okay, one party could have a lot more emotion involved than the other 2 parties. If this is you, you could have more emotion than these 2 about each other. You could have more emotion for one person than they have of you. Keep that in mind. Let the sand fall out as it may. Don't force things, especially, for the next 40 days or so after this eclipse. Okay, let's talk about you. We have Page of Cups, King of Wands, the Sun, 2 Leo cards, and the 5 of Cups. I'm going to show this to you because I know you can't see it all the way. 5 of Cups generally represents regret, missed opportunities, but still looking forward. Okay, Page of Cups. There's so much symbology in these cards. I haven't learned it all yet. There's a large book that comes with it. I have to read it. I have to absorb it. I have to play with and learn the cards. So this is my starting process. So I'm going to be talking a lot about the general meanings of these cards compared to the Rider-Waite, but I'll also start adding in a lot of the symbology as I use them and as I become very familiar with them. But the Page of Cups, okay, this is represented here by a young person, so younger energy. And look at the fish here. We're talking about Pisces. We see, what are Pisces? They have 2 fish. They're swimming in opposite directions. Okay, we all know this. There's one fish down here swimming down, this one's turning around, and it's very representative of the watery type of energy, specifically about Pisces, because there's all this hidden emotion. They live in the world of the unspoken, and there's things that they know, and they tend to sometimes not be the best communicators because they kind of already sense that other people know. So yes, this is the Page of Cups. It does represent communication. It does represent kind of someone coming in to be your sidekick and support and help you. However, all of this swimming around watery energy, i.e. emotions, it's on his back. And his back is turned towards you. So, his or her, actually. So this is talking about acknowledging that there could be communication coming, but 1, they're not ready, and 2, they may never be ready because those emotions are deep. Okay, they're deep. It does talk about communication coming, but it's never going to be in the form that you expect it to, or it's never going to be in the form that you want it to. And I say that specifically because this eclipse, there's going to be major change in everyone's lives in different areas. And I know you're probably all sick of hearing about this eclipse, but this major change doesn't mean you're getting what you want. It means you're getting what you need. Things are going to be changing and not as you're expecting. So it kind of goes along the lines of this. There's hidden information here that's behind this person that you are unaware of. Okay, this person. It doesn't have to be a Pisces. King of Wands, the Sun. We're talking about 2 Leos here. Fiery energy could be representative of you. And we have the King of Wands here. And look how tribal, really, this energy is. Okay? There's hidden information here in his soul, and it's shining through his eyes. And you can see there's some in Leos and in fire signs, and you know this, Aries, there's this hidden understanding, not like a Pisces, but there's this hidden understanding that we know how to act on our passions. A lot of people can read that as being very rash and abrupt and forceful, but it's because, especially Leos, if you're dealing with the Leo, especially, Leos have this way of seeing into the future and seeing outcomes of situations very quickly, and it's hard for everybody to see that pathway, but Leos can see it very quickly. The beginning, the middle, and the end, and all the steps in between, they can see it in 5 seconds. But everybody else, they have to kind of go through and experience that. So Aries, you could be like this. You could have Leo in your chart. Your person you're dealing with could have this. But look at the eyes. Okay? Look at the symbology here. Look at these connections in the soul. It's being lit up with knowledge. Okay? This behind his head can also be representative of the sun. It's illuminating his soul. We have the sun card. Yes, again, tribal. There's also some Celtic symbology here in the sun. Doesn't have to be Native American. And tribal, I don't mean tribal in terms of Native American either. There's Native American tribal and there's African tribal, and they're two different energies, but they still connect to spirit. Okay? Celtic energy. They listen to the spirit. There's so much symbology in these cards. Okay? She's speaking out into through symbols, and it's illuminating everything around her. She's illuminated. The whole card is illumination. That's what the sun is. So with your love life, Aries, this week, we are talking about the knowledge, the acknowledgement of not knowing, and we are talking about the acknowledgement of kind of this time and space. I know I'm getting really deep here. This kind of time and space continuum, and this acceptance of that. It doesn't come when we need it, it doesn't come how we want, but there's still this acceptance and this beauty associated with it. Okay? And there's, on the end here, we have the 5 of Cups, and this is regret. Okay? But sometimes in love, we cannot force. We cannot force what we want. There's still positive outcomes. No matter how bad the situation, and I know I'm sounding cliche here, no matter how bad situations, there's still positivity in the outcome. Again, we might not get what we want, but there's magic in knowing that, and there's magic in accepting that. Magic here being represented by a unicorn. Okay? Sitting on top of a fountain of water. Okay? There's magic in our emotions. We have to tap into this energy for our love life. And anything in life we're passionate about, we have to tap into it. We have to understand that people see things differently. We have to understand sometimes there's hidden messages. We have to listen to our soul and trust that the universe, the sun, is guiding the way. We have to trust that. We have to believe in that magic of it. Okay. So what is this talking about, Aries, for you this week as we start to go through this eclipse energy? It's talking about belief in our passions, belief in the unknown, and belief in positive outcomes, and belief that it is the right one, the right outcome for us, even if we choose to think that it could be negative. You have to believe in this like unspoken, unknown realm, right? Because right now, there could be 3 people in your love life. And one person definitely has way more feelings than the others. Is this you? Is it your partner? Is someone acting a little overzealous because of this last week, the Pluto retrograde in Capricorn opposing Venus in Cancer? Is that what's happening? Okay. Acknowledge that it's okay. Acknowledge to trust in yourself. Trust in things that are being illuminated to you. Also trust in the unspoken, because there's still messages there. What's going on in your person's life? The Seven of Cups. Okay, we don't see any cups here in this card. We do see a hint of water. We do see a hint of darkness. Okay, we see the moon, again representing watery energy and the secrecy, unspoken. That's why the Seven of Cups can be often characterized as someone pulling the wool over your eyes, hidden information, many options that we might not see, but we're looking for them. Okay? But there's a deep power here in this card, in his eyes. Okay? This is what's happening in your partner's life. They could have options. They could have options. It could also be representative of them not telling you all the whole truth. They could be pulling the wool over your eyes. Okay, there's a darkness here. What else do we have in your person? Knight of Pentacles. They could be approaching or thinking about approaching you very slowly. Right? I love the tiger here. It represents wisdom, warmth, and danger. Okay? So that's why there's slow approach, because there could be danger. All right? You might know too much. They might be afraid. You might know too much. They might be afraid. You might know of this. Smoke and mirrors. They might be afraid. There's slow approach. Okay? Very slow approach. But it is with warmth. But not forgetting the danger, not forgetting all the power that's behind the feelings. Earth signs can tend to be really afraid of acknowledging the feeling. So there's a fear there. Okay? This person may have done you wrong, and they know, and they're afraid of your reaction, but they're still being pushed forward with warmth, by warmth. Okay, they're still approaching. It's just with caution. Six of Wands. They are hoping for a victory. Okay, they are hoping for a victory. Here we see the outline of a bird. We see the snake. We see the fire. All right, there can be phallic symbols associated with this card. And again, there's all this symbology here. I don't know what that is. I have to read about it. But there's victory here. This is kind of, and I don't mean to get sexual, but this card, look at his face. He's kind of glowing. You know, there's like this afterglow aspect to him. Okay? The bird's representing freedom. Okay? He's kind of hidden in this dark cave or cavern, but he's glowing. So there's victory. There's a sense of victory here. Are they proud of their actions? They can't be too much because they're wanting to approach you. They're thinking. They know. Okay, this wolf, he knows. He knows exactly what's going on, what he did. Okay. And again, I don't want to say it. I hate that I have to always say this, but people always comment. These energies can be vice versa. So don't say, this is my partner, they're doing this, not me. Yes, it can be vice versa. Okay, then we have the Two of Wands here. Aries, so your person, they know that there's a decision to make. They know they have to approach. They know that they have to walk through this gate. Okay, and it is dark. Okay, why do you think that there's fear associated with this tiger? Even though there's warm, I mean, this child is sitting on the tiger, but it's still a huge animal and it can be threatening. Okay, same with this wolf. They know there's darkness. They do see the gate, though. They see the clear pathway. They know they have to walk through it. So they could be reminiscing of very passionate exchanges between you two. They could be thinking about that. It could be part of this warm energy. Okay. And also, in a sense, with this powerful wolf here, his head is down. So he's somewhat, like I said, acknowledging the deceit in a way. So he's lurking forward slowly, knowing there could be some guilt associated with it, because you know you have all this clarity. That's what's so crazy. The energies on these two rows are so vastly different. Okay. All right, let's talk about challenge, benefit, outcome. Ace of Pentacles is the challenge. So does somebody have, there could have been issues where one person had to get finances sorted out, okay, on a very high level. There could be some instance where one person needed to feel very grounded in their soul before this can take place. Was it you? You seem clear. You seem full of faith and you seem very connected here. Was it them? Somebody needed that grounding in their soul. Okay. Belief in the interconnectivity of spiritual, mystical, earthly realms. Okay, that's a challenge. One of you needed to do that, or you were on completely different pages on who was doing what and where the energies were. It was like totally different people almost. Okay? Just because you know, just because you see and can feel and sense, doesn't mean that they do. But they're still drawn to you. They still know that there's a decision. They're still reminiscing. There's still a little fear and hesitancy in approaching. Okay. There's still this bowing of the head. The benefit is the Hermit. And I love the depiction of this Hermit card so much because look at all this water. It's all water. I mean, this is putting yourself or the relationship on hold or in solitude and really trying to connect to your emotions. He still has his lantern, but really analyzing emotions. And not overanalyzing. Not overanalyzing at all, but allowing yourselves, each of you, to become enveloped and engulfed in emotions to see where that passion and the truth really lies. Okay? It's a very deep card. Deeper, and it still represents the Hermit. But we usually see, because it still represents Virgo, we usually see him sitting on a mountain. There's usually ice or snow associated with it. It's a cold environment. But I like this depiction because it doesn't have to be Virgo grounded and being so practical and looking at all the details and analyzing. This is more analyzing of feelings and soul, your soul and your passion, in order to stand firmly on the rock. In order to stand firmly on the mountain, you have to first delve into the mysterious passions that is our soul. Okay, and that's what he's doing here. All blue. The outcome is the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords talks about travel, emotional, spiritual, mental travel, or physical. And taking people along the journey with you. And if you look at these red wings behind these people, her specifically, her or him specifically, it's as if, and the red in tarot generally represents very passion. It's usually associated with fire energies. Well, it's swords, but it's usually associated with fire energies. But it's almost as if all of her emotions and passions are forcing her and them to move forward and be clear about the decision. Okay, still seeking clarity, still going on some sort of journey in love with your person, separately without your person, letting them figure out what they need to figure out, but moving forward with passion in order to gain clarity. It's not this solemn, this card anyway is representing that it's not this solemn getting on a boat and gently swimming away and I'm going to go sit on the beach and, you know, think about my life to get clarity. Yeah, that's what the Six of Swords generally represents, but there's a lot of passion associated with this card. It's pushing them. Okay? Everything like this card, everything behind, everything that this person is, okay, is behind them. It's part of them. It's their backbone. Okay? These wings, this fire, this passion, it's the backbone of this decision to move away and analyze. So, we went through the cards. Let's talk about the week. Aries. Okay, you seem to be very clear in your understanding of faith. Okay, and yourself. In your love life. Okay. Things may not be going your way. You might not be getting what you need or want from this person. But there's still faith that this positivity will come in some form or another. It will be illuminated. Okay? With respect to your person, they kind of know that they need to do something. Whether or not they will is a different story, because he's still standing outside of the gates, looking through, knowing he has to go through, but they haven't yet. Okay. But there are definite memories. There's warm association, but also fear. So, and there's a lot of power behind it. Even though this card can be cowering, it can be acknowledgement of it can be slick, slick behavior. But very, very, very grounded at the same time. Okay, this wolf, he knows. He knows. So your person knows. They're aware on a different plane than you are, but they are aware. So, there needs to be some connectedness, there needs to be some soul searching, and there needs to be some pushing forward with passion. It may just all be developing a little slower, because feelings could be different. There's still feelings, there's still emotion, there's still passion, but there's another energy involved in there too. Okay? But all this love and passion and romance and all that, it's coming from one place, and it's also ending in the same place. That's why we are all connected. But sometimes it gets separated before it comes back together. So you're still flowing all in the same direction. That's part of this connectedness that you are aware of, that they aren't yet. Okay. All right, Aries. That was deep, okay? But I wanted to just give you a glimpse of the power of these cards. All right, thank you so much, Aries. Enjoy this week. Get ready, all right? Thanks so much. Bye.